So on last week's episode, we left off speaking about the dangers of allowing procrastination to become a habit. So today, I'm going to be diving in deep into exactly why it is that we procrastinate. Because once you understand why you procrastinate, it's going to be a lot simpler to get out of that pattern. And the first point I'm going to be speaking about today is the fear of failure. Look, a lot of the times you want to succeed in something, right? You want to get that goal physique, or you want to achieve that success in that business, but you're scared that you're not going to get that result. For example, let's speak about business. Let's say you have a product that you're promoting. Let's say you have a service that you're promoting. Let's say you're doing cold calls to businesses or something like that. You're scared to make these cold calls because you're worried about the fear of rejection, right? Or should I say you're worried about rejection actually happening, right? Or let's say, for example, it is you building muscle or you losing weight. You're scared that you can go to the gym and mess up, especially if you're new. You might do the exercises wrong, or you might go there for a period of time and you might not get any results, as we kind of spoke about briefly last week. Now, here's the thing. We need to be able to overcome this fear of failure, and I'm going to give you a perspective that may help. A lot of the times we think of failure as the opposite to success, right? A friend of mine, I remember quite a few years ago, he introduced this concept to me and I was like, you know what, that is powerful. He said, look, the opposite of success is not failure. In fact, failure is a part of success. The opposite of success is quitting. The opposite of success is not doing what you know that you should be doing in order to move forward. So if you know that you want to have success in business and you're scared that you may present your offer to someone and they may reject you for it, understand that that is not a failure. It's simply a stepping stone on the way to that dream outcome that you're looking for. And on top of that, understand that with this failure comes learning. With this failure comes growth. Most of the people that you see having a lot of success in whatever field that is to you, most of the people that you see having success in their jobs, right? If that's where you're looking to excel in. When they first started, there was a day where they didn't even know a thing about the most basic position in a company, but they started and they kept going. They failed. They got feedback, but they didn't let that dishearten them from keeping moving forward, from continuing to move forward. They allowed that to act as a stepping stone, as one of those bricks in the foundations of a house to help them build up solid to become a full house, right? So the next point that I want to speak about here is another thing that people, I guess, struggle with when it comes down to procrastination. Another reason why people procrastinate, right? The way that I formatted it didn't work. Anyways, it's fine. I'll type it out. Is fear of success, right? Basically, the way that I initially planned to do this is I had deleted all the points that I had here, and I was just supposed to press undo on each one, and they were supposed to come up. But as you saw there, I was just pressing the undo button for so long, nothing came up. But no worries. Anyways, fear of success, right? Because obviously I want to make this interactive for you guys. I don't want you guys to just be focused on the future points. Focus on the point that's in front of you. But fear of success. A lot of the times, right, we think that we're scared of failure. We think that we're scared of getting that rejection. But sometimes it might not even be that. You might be watching this thinking, oh, you know what? I'm actually not scared of rejection, right? I get rejected by girls all the time. I get rejected by guys all the time, whatever. I'm not scared. That might be what you're thinking right now. But no. Here's what I want you to understand. Fear of success can also be equally scary. Because you may be thinking, what if I do succeed? Because success, a lot of the times, comes with a change. Comes with a certain aspect, a certain element of growth. And a lot of the times we're not prepared for that growth. We understand that in order for us to be successful, we're going to maybe have to give up some bad habits. Right? We're going to have to maybe pick up some good habits. And sometimes we're scared to do that. Sometimes we're scared to become that person that we see with all of this discipline, with all of this hunger, with all of this passion. They have this success, but we're like, you know what? man, I'm scared because I'm in my own bubble right now. I love doing this. I love doing that. I love wasting a whole month just doing nothing. Or I love doing whatever it is, whatever the vices are for you specifically. I love getting wasted. I love going out partying, getting drunk to the point where I don't even remember anything. And sometimes we're scared to go through that growth. Or sometimes we're even scared of success, but from a perspective of being scared of failure. Let me explain. You're thinking, man, imagine if I work so hard and I get these results. I'm making 6 figures. I'm making 7 figures. I've got the body of my dreams. I'm at the top of that job. I've got these grades in my school. But then imagine if after that I flop. Imagine if after I've got these grades, the universities still don't accept me. Imagine if after I'm at the top position that I want to be in that job, I get fired. Imagine if I'm making 6, 7 figures a year and I make some stupid mistakes that mess up my whole business. Imagine if I start remembering that I love chocolate and I start going back to it. We're scared of that pullback, that return. And here's the message that I want to, I guess, portray to you that may help you with this thought process. Realize that, okay, yeah, you see some people, they get a certain amount of success and they pull back. Now, you can use that as inspiration to continue driving forward, but also on top of that, it illustrates a very important point, which, to be honest, is a topic for another day that I'll dive into deeper. I'm going to make a note of that, to dive in deeper into that topic another day. But for now, think about it this way. You need to become that person that is deserving of that success. What do I mean? Now, let's say, for example, okay, let's speak about weight loss as an example. You're trying to lose weight. And you do so by doing some quick fad diet, right? Oh, I'm just going to fast for 3 weeks and then I'm going to lose all the fat. Oh, I'm going to go on some carnivore diet, right? Liver diet, eating nothing but meat. Or whatever it is for you, all right? Some kind of, basically what I mean by quick fad diet is a diet that you're doing that you know that you're not really going to sustain. You know that you don't really want to sustain long term. And you're just doing it to achieve that immediate result in the short term. What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, you're going to lose weight. But then when you get to that point where you're comfortable at your position, now you don't really want to keep eating the stuff that you're eating, right? Keep cutting in the way that you're cutting, eating 500 calories a day, 1,000 calories a day. And you recognize that, damn, no, I actually want to get the other stuff back. Look, the solution is you need to shift the way in which you perceive yourself, right? As I said, it's a whole topic for another day. It will be a video about self-image. Make a note of that now. Make video on self-image, right? You guys are seeing my live thought process right now. Make video on self-image. That'll be coming at some point. Now, back to the topic at hand. Obviously, make sure you subscribe to stay alert to that one because that's going to be a deep video. I'm not even going to lie. But for now, that should be enough for you. What's another reason why people procrastinate? Information overwhelm. Or information overload, whatever you want to call it. Or you can also call it cognitive dissonance. I mean, look, information overwhelm a lot of the time. I can't type right now. That's perfect. Information overwhelm a lot of the time leads to cognitive dissonance. Because when you are taking in so much information, you might be the person that's procrastinating. And this is something I can definitely relate to. In fact, even recently, there was a certain aspect of my business and I was procrastinating on it wasn't really a procrastination thing, but it was an information overload thing, right? Where it's like, you're not intentionally procrastinating. Like, you're not like, oh, you know what? I'm scared of doing this or I can't bother to do this. But you're like, man, I think I need to learn more. I want to learn this so that I can do that specific thing better. But then you start learning so many different ideas and so many different ways of doing that one thing that you just keep learning. And then number one, you're in that cycle of continuously learning. which is a challenge that honestly I find myself in even to this day, right? In certain aspects. Now, the other challenge is that once you get to that point where you are ready to act, where you feel like, you know what? Okay, I've got enough information now. You know what? It's time for me to just do stuff. I realize that I've been just seeking all this information. Let me really apply on all the information I've learned. Now there's too much information to apply because there's too much conflicting evidence or conflicting ideas. That's what cognitive dissonance is, where you have these different ideas in your mind and you don't know which one to follow through with. And as a result, you ultimately, a lot of the times, end up doing nothing because you're just so confused and there's no step-by-step plan, right? That's one of the reasons why a lot of people struggle when it comes down to, I don't know, doing something or learning a skill or learning a business where they've only just been watching random videos on YouTube about it, random videos dispersed here and there, as opposed to just investing into a course, for example. And that's why me personally, if I want to learn something, especially from a business perspective, I'm like, okay, cool. What's the course? What course should I dive into? And I'll dive in because it's just step by step by step. Some courses, they still have the element of information overload, but a lot of the time, if it's a really good course, it's going to be solid step by step. Even this free course that you're watching right now, right? This is essentially a free course, right? 3-episode mini course on procrastination, on how to do the things that you don't want to do. You can see how we're not going into this crazy, so much different information, or it's not just so dispersed that one video is here and one video is coming like 5 months later and you're like, oh yeah, and you forgot the other information. It's all concise step by step, so you know exactly what to do. That's ideally how you want to be thinking if you want to overcome this challenge of information overwhelm and cognitive dissonance. Think about how you can go ahead and break down the things that you know and what's the most important thing for you to do going forward, and start on that one thing. Start doing that one thing, right? For myself, for example, as I said, last week I was thinking, you know what? There's this aspect of my business that I've been, have I been procrastinating on it? No, really and truly, I guess I have been from a physical perspective because I haven't been doing that thing. But then I've been constantly searching for information. I've been in this loop of needing information. And I said, you know what? Forget it. Let me just go ahead and apply it because I know that I know what I'm doing to a certain extent in that specific aspect of things anyway. So let me just go start doing it. And I started doing it and then boom. You know what I'm saying? It made sense. So that's the point there. Now, it's all fun and games understanding why it is that we procrastinate from a perspective of fear of failure, fear of success, information overwhelm, etc. But if you don't understand this next reason, it may still mess you up, right? And the next reason is a lack of desire or passion or why, right? You hear about people speaking about the reason why, whatever it is. What I mean here is, if you are doing something that you're not passionate about, which is something that we spoke about briefly last week when we spoke about apathy, right? If you haven't seen last week's video, go ahead and definitely check that out. It was very, very valuable, if I may say so myself. The link will be in the description. Now, a lack of desire, a lack of passion, a lack of a compelling reason why. If you don't have a strong reason to do something, it's not even about having a strong reason. It's about everything is perception, right? Which is a whole other topic for a whole other day, right? Everything is perception. So it's more so about your perception of why you want to do something, or your perception of why you need to do something. If that losing weight thing, if it's just like, like it's something that is small to you. And again, I can't really say a specific example of, if it's this, then that's too weak of a reason. For example, I can't say, if it's just because people are laughing at you because you're overweight, right? Or if it's just that people are laughing at you because you're a skinny twig, right? People aren't gonna, like some people, that's gonna be actually enough motivation for them because it's a matter of perception. Their perception is that is enough for them to keep going long term. They don't ever want to get to that point where people are laughing at them. For some people, it's like, I don't care what these random guys think. I don't care what these random ladies think. And that won't be enough motivation for them. So they're going to have to find something else. So I want you to ask yourself, what can you find that's going to be able to actually keep you going long term? What's the deep reason? I like to relate things to purpose, but not every single thing that you're procrastinating on might not be something that is directly linked to what you perceive as your purpose, which is a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. Anyways, because I don't want to go into too much tangents here, but if you can identify, if you're procrastinating on something that is somewhat in alignment with what you believe to be your purpose, then that can be a driving force to help you stop procrastinating. Really recognize that, you know what, this helps me move towards my purpose. I need to do this. It could be something else. Could be materialistic. Could be, I need to do this business so that I need to, I don't know, I want to get this car or whatever it is for you specifically that's going to motivate you. And don't let other people say, oh no, you shouldn't be motivated by that. Yo, forget all of that. Be motivated by what you want to be motivated for, so long as it actually helps you moving forward, as long as it's actually helping other people as well, ideally. Right? Anyways, with that being said, one more thing. Understanding why we procrastinate is great. Really and truly, this episode in itself should really help you. And obviously, there's a lot of other reasons why we procrastinate as well. These are some points. But this should really help you understand and dive deep. What I recommend as a call to action from today is just reflect on this. Reflect on some of these points. Recognize, because for the most part, it's probably going to be one of these things. Right? Reflect on, is it a fear of failure? Is it a fear of success? And use some of the solutions that I've suggested to reframe your mind, right? But speaking about reframing your mind, on next week's episode, I'm going to be diving deeper into some more mindset tips as it pertains to procrastination. So now we really deep dive understanding to why it is that we procrastinate. Next week's video, I'm going to be giving some extra tips on top of the ones that I've given today on how you can just reshift your mind to stop procrastinating long term, or to reduce procrastination as much as possible. With that being said, my name is Shay, and I'll catch you guys on next week's episode.